I want to talk about this trans thing, and the thing, and I've talked about it a bunch of times. I know I have, but I still feel like I still need to say something. I don't know, because maybe it can help some people. I know that there's so many people who are so confused, and I was thinking about it's really kind of sad because they have certain people who I believe probably really honestly struggled with their gender identity and were confused. And I believe that is a real thing. I've said before. I mean, if you're born, your soul has no sexual orientation. No, your soul's androgynous. Your soul's just energy. And when you come into the different bodies, you have different experiences. That's the point of going through these different kind of roles. And so it makes sense, with somebody, if you're born, 5 times in a row as a guy, and then all of a sudden you're born as a girl, it's going to feel weird. You're going to be like, what? Why? I feel weird. Something doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. And if you have no real connection, then you're going to think, okay, well, science, it's biology, is blah, blah, blah. It's this bullshit. So that can become very manipulated then, And so you have this confusion, but you don't have any connection. So you don't see it as coming from like, oh, well, this is, my past lives, the last few, was probably that. I just got to get in this groove. There's a reason why I'm here right now, to be a girl, I got to see what this is about, I got to really feel it and try and get into what this is about. But, that's not how it goes. No, it goes, God makes mistakes, and he's made another one, and I got to go get this fixed. And luckily we have these smart doctors who can fix me. But what we have is a bunch of, Nazis that want to experiment on humans, because those people, they aren't just that group. These certain people have been around for such a long time, and we are an experiment. And yeah, there's willing people that were willing to, say, hey, experiment on me. You did it a bunch of times on them. But the whole thing is, yeah, so what if they can make a successful surgery and turn you into, the other gender? You still will never have the real experience. You will always have the experience of being somebody who switched bodies or switched genders. You know what I mean? Because you wouldn't be raised as that person. And no matter what, no matter how hard we try, there's no way you can't even raise all kids the same, but there's no way that you can raise a boy and a girl the same, because they're completely different beings, completely different. I had all girls. I've met people who had all boys. I had brothers. I have a grandson. There's a complete difference in how girls are and how boys are. So you're going to approach them in different ways. So, you have been raised, there keeps being somebody really particular in my mind, because I feel so much like they are used. And I really, really like this person. I'd seen them in shows, but then I think that they got swallowed up by the controllers and, the masters, and they're being used as a poster child. It's sad, because there's so many people who are used who don't even recognize that they're being used. They don't even recognize there's an agenda. It's so easy to keep humans distracted and to keep them not questioning things. And when they start to question things, just swoop in with the answers and give them, calm their brain down and move to the next crisis and distract them. So, so many people don't even recognize that they're being used. They don't have that internal trigger that says, hey, something right here. And if they do, they don't follow through, they don't trust that inner voice that they're being honest with them, that they need to remove themselves from the situation. So, if you grow up as a little boy, then the way that you're treated by other adults and other people around you will be a certain way. So you'll grow up with a certain attitude. And then, and you can't change that. I mean, there's just biological differences. And, you know, a girl is going to grow up completely different than a little boy. And, you know, it doesn't have anything to do with what they get to play with. You can give your son dolls all day long, put them in tutus, whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter. They're still going to be raised as a boy, even if you try and present them as a girl. It won't work. So they're still going to go through life having that experience. And once they do transition, then they go through life as always being an outsider, never really being in this and never really being in that. So they've just put themselves in a very, you know, very confined group. And yeah, they're really pulling in, trying to get more members for sure. And that's where the agenda comes in. That's where the controllers, the masters come in and start using it and directing a narrative and creating an agenda. And once you see what their goal is, like what they want from the situation, yeah, then you get a clear vision of why things are the way they are and why they're doing the things they're doing. And but you have to understand about their agenda. Like you have to look up about globalists and stuff like that. You have to understand about, you know, their philosophy. There's too many people here, and they need to reduce it, and they need more control. Like using religion wasn't enough. Using illness wasn't enough. Using the banking system wasn't enough. Using corporations wasn't enough, because human beings are very resilient. They don't want to die. They don't want to, they want to survive. They want to, and, you know, we pull from that energy of the earth. We're connected. And, you know, this is a transition right now. So we have a lot of cosmic and earth energy propelling us through this to help us. But, you know, when you know what their plan is, and to watch how they're doing it and what they're doing to the kids and stuff, and you know, trying to take away their gender identity, trying to take away their any cultural identity, you know, any of this stuff. It's all on purpose. And the way they twist the information and try and make it like we're doing it, no, we're awake. We know who's doing it. You're doing it. And you're using people to create an agenda, and you're hurting children. And, you know, you're using people's insecurities against them. And, you know, it's really sad. But to me, you know, for our future, yeah, I mean, you know, if somebody really wants to change their gender, then, you know, more power to them. But I think that we're going to be a lot more focused on a spiritual connection as we go into this golden age, and that the spiritual connection will, you know, confirm to you that you are here to have the experience in the body that you're in, whatever body that is, whatever thing you came for, that experience. And the more we can connect to that inner knowing, the more complete, the more you don't feel just lost. I just feel like there's just so many people just lost, you know? So I just think that is, you know, going to be a part of our future. And there's going to be a lot of people, you know, who need to do some healing and stuff. But that's the wonderful thing, is that you get to go at your own pace, because it's you, it's your connection. There's not anybody who's going to be sitting there judging you. You get to heal at your own rate. You get to connect. You get to try and understand your experience. And, you know, we just all have to have patience with one another, and to allow one another to, you know, grow at their own rate, and to have their own understanding of things. And, but, you know, I think I know that we're definitely headed to this period of time, because I've seen it like what is happening to people all around. They're all realizing, this is about me. This is my spiritual connection. This is about me understanding more. This is about me recognizing this enslavement and demanding my freedom. I mean, we got countries all around us, and they're waving the freedom flag. We all want freedom. And it's so crazy. And I'm so glad that that's coming out on the news, because I had already been, shamed at how dare I have one of those things hanging out in front of my house. I'm just, trying to tell everybody I'm a white supremacist or something. It's like, no, that is the illusion. That is the manipulation. That's what they're telling you, to turn you against those people, so you don't want to hear what those people say, because the people are expressing the truth and the desire for freedom. So that's why they don't want you to listen to these people. So I'm really excited, that these other countries are going out and waving this flag, because that's what it is about. When you see those trucks driving up and down the road and they got the flags, you think, what the hell kind of redneck is this? Just know they're out there, they're waving those flags for our freedom. They want freedom, just like we all do. There was another thing I wanted to talk about. It just zipped right in. But hold on, I'll be right back and I'll do that.